When a con man used the office of the presidency for his own personal gain, many rang alarm bells. His tenure was a disaster, and many critics were validated over time. In this era, he normalized many to his MAGA base, including the helping hand of turning many red voters into a feeling of forgiveness of Saudi Arabia, even with the dismembering of a journalist that the Trump administration attempted to hide from the American public because it would mean less business for them. Over time, there was one group of athletes who thought of breaking off from their own league in the States and joining Saudi's LIV Golf.
What's up, Trump Golf family?
Those players were Bryson DeChambeau, a big Trump supporter, who even donned the insurrectionist name on his golf bag. Phil Mickelson, who gave an error-filled, immoral, condescending, inhumane approach to not caring about murder.
The World Golf Hall of Famer told journalist Alan Shipnuck, the author of an upcoming unauthorized biography of Mickelson, that he would support the new league even though the Saudis are scary to get involved with. We know they killed Khashoggi and have a horrible record on human rights. They execute people over there for being gay. Knowing this, why would I even consider it? Because this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to reshape how the PGA Tour operates. I'm not sure I even want it to succeed, but just the idea of it is allowing us to get things done with the PGA Tour.
And 2020 Masters winner Dustin Johnson, amongst the most notable Americans who would gladly help the Middle East country's image. After time went by, the leaks surfaced, and LIV Golf was set to put on its first tournament in England. Well, Bryson DeChambeau decided to bow out. Lefty Phil Mickelson is nowhere to be found. Dustin Johnson, however, different story.
We have some breaking news for you on this Tuesday evening. Within the hour, the Saudi-backed league LIV Golf released its field for the first event scheduled next week at the Centurion Club just outside of London. There are 42 names released today, and the highest-ranked player, well, it is a bit of a stunner. Let's take a look. It is former world number 1 and 24-time PGA Tour winner Dustin Johnson, who headlines the 54-hole no-cut $25 million event in England.
Quite a far different cry when Johnson offered these platitudes, false platitudes at that, this past February. Over the past several months, there has been a great deal of speculation about an alternative tour, much of which seems to have included me and my future in pro golf, wrote Johnson, the then number 6 player in the world, in a statement posted on his behalf by the PGA Tour. I feel it's now time to put such speculation to rest. I am fully committed to the PGA Tour. As we brought to you previously, Dustin Johnson has partied it up with Trump at Mar-a-Lago. An angle that you should be aware of as well is the former president has been angling to host events at his golf course for the controversial Saudi Golf League, according to 3 people familiar with the matter, potentially handing Trump a lucrative business partnership with an oppressive regime he defended as president. I have spoken with people in golf circles. It should not come as a surprise that this is not only a right-leaning sport, but many on the tour are fond supporters of Donald Trump. The angle of Trump, Saudi, and golf should not surprise many. With Johnson, it is a familiar name. They've celebrated at his resort and played rounds of golf together. Business-wise, the Trump administration did real well when it comes to financial support from the Saudis.
Mr. Kushner himself made at least 3 trips to Saudi Arabia just during Trump's first year in office. Saudi Arabia put $1 billion into a brand new investment fund created by Mr. Mnuchin. MBS gave this $2 billion to Jared Kushner's new investment venture.
It's very clear the former president does not care about anyone or anything but himself, and how, in the spirit of corruption, can he use the presidency to benefit only him, not the America First spouting lies he puts forth. They put money into his businesses. Then he publicly takes their side on matters that does not call for American support. Why? Because that's who he is, and that is what he does, putting his own interests first in the rinse, wash, repeat cycle. Like Trump, Johnson is helping to promote the image, reshape the image, help the image of the Saudis by participating in their tournaments with a term we like to call sports washing. Sports washing, as it is called, is the practice of investing or hosting sporting events in a bid to obscure the kingdom's poor human rights record and tout itself as a new leading global venue for tourism and events. Recall Greg Norman, the head of LIV Golf, who is being paid very handsomely with money from the kingdom, saying of Jamal Khashoggi's murder, "Look, we've all made mistakes. A mistake is not killing a journalist, Greg, nor is it executing 81 people on a single day. It is intentional." And these figures are helping the Saudis' public image shift from brutalized torture of dissenters, those who fight for women's rights, those who fight for democracy, those who fight for LGBTQ rights, to, hey, forget about all that. Forget about what's going on in the country. Can't we just play some golf? Can't we just do it? Could you please not talk about the brutalizations anymore? Let's just play golf. Johnson, meanwhile, could be taking a risk by participating in an event not sanctioned by the PGA Tour, wrote Sports Illustrated. On May 10th, the tour officially denied players permission to play in the tournament. His involvement with the Saudi venture is likely to spark more immediate reaction from his sponsors, as was the case with Mickelson. Johnson is sponsored by Canadian bank RBC, which, by the way, is the title sponsor of next week's Canadian Open. Johnson will be skipping that event to play in the LIV tournament, and RBC issued a statement last night saying it was extremely disappointed in his decision. But given the rumors about the kind of money being thrown around by the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund, it doesn't sound like Johnson will be hurting for cash, even if he does lose sponsors.